Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today, we're gonna check how to play with Chizu. But before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share and subscribe if you enjoy the content. So, Chizu is the newest character added into the game. She's a green human type character, which it's easily supported with the kind of gear that we have in the game. As you can see by her stat, she's chunky on the HP department, for good reason, right? And she has kind of a low attack and low defense. Her second best stats is the critical rate, which is kind of weird, but it makes sense. Why is she so weak on the defense, and why is her critical rate the second best stat? What's up with this? So, to analyze that, we first need to check her leader skill or passive. Priestess of the Key. Every 3 skill uses opens the heart of all enemies to reduce their attack by 40% for 6 seconds. So, the reason why she has low defense is because technically she doesn't need it, because she's going to drastically lower the attack of the enemies constantly. The bad thing about this is that at the very start, you might be in a pinch if you take a hit. So careful there, careful at the start of the battle. Now, why does she care about critical rate? Because she's a supporter for the most part. She can deal damage, sure, but her main role is going to be as a supporter. And her critical rate is going to enhance her ability to proc the Momochi weapon effect. So that's why the critical is her second best stat. Now, let's check those skills. Starting with the basic enhancer, Echoing Blade Dance. Deals an additional attack with an ethereal blade during basics. Increase damage by 10%, increase damage by an additional 20%, and increase particle charge by 50% if you have 3 supporters. So, classic basic enhancer effect, but. This basic enhancer is pretty good. The basic attack becomes an AoE attack with a very large, not like huge, but it is a substantial AoE in front of you. That is going to allow you to clear waves quickly. The issue is that it's not wide, it's long, which means that you're going to deal with the ones in front of you, but the ones to the sides are going to stay alive. The enemies to the sides are going to stay alive, so careful with this skill. It's good for wave clearing, but not at the same time. That's something to take into consideration. Then, Rift Art Devouring Void. So, Devouring Void, it's the pure green skill. Range attack, hold attack, 14-second cooldown. Manifest a barrier ahead that draws in enemies and decreases their defense by 20% for 6 seconds. 1 green increases the attack range by 50%. 2 green increases the barrier's duration by 2 seconds. 3 green increases skill damage by 150%. So, Grimoire has been incentivizing players to try to mismatch skills with the challenge arena, and they finally gave us a good reason to do that. Chizu's skills, as you'll see, have different debuffs, but usually or buffs, also buffs, but usually the most impactful effect comes in the main effect, not the set effects, which drastically changes what you can do with Chizu. You can mismatch this skill just like Astaroth's green skill, and it's gonna be very effective. A pulling attack that also reduces the defense of the enemy. How can I say it? It is just gorgeous. You can use this on any build and it's gonna be extremely impactful. It doesn't deal the most damage, but it doesn't have to do that. It just has to reduce the defense of the enemy. Then, Rift Arts Genesis Slash. Melee attack, dash attack, 8-second cooldown, dashes forwards and swings her blade upward during open a dimensional rift to attack. This works on the main green, reduces the speed of the enemy by enemies hit by 10% for 10 seconds. Main blue increases the defense by 10% for 7 seconds. Main red increases damage by 10% for 7 seconds. So yeah, this is the dash attack. It is interesting to say the least, but for the most part you're not gonna use this skill. It's not that it's bad, it's just that there are better effects on her kit to take advantage of. So yeah, perhaps we're not gonna use this that much. The benefit of this skill is the low cooldown, which allows you to abuse the leader skill. So that's something to take into consideration. And also the repositioning capabilities of this skill, but yet again, there are better effects on other skills. Exorcister's Dance. Melee attack, hold the bait, 10-second cooldown, slashes through dimensions to inflict AoE attack 3 times on enemies ahead. 1 red increases damage by 10% for 10 seconds. 2 red increases the attack range by 20%. 3 red increases critical damage by 250%. This is her damaging skill. It is pretty solid. And as you can see, red focuses on buffing damage. It gives you damage increase. And the good thing about this skill is that it has its own 10% damage increase. So you don't need to use Genesis Slash on the red build. Now, Shrine Maiden's Prayer. Range attack, during normal attacks, hold attack, 13-second cooldown. Performs a divine prayer, delivering a knockback attack to surrounding enemies and a range attack to 5 closest targets. Attacks 2 additional enemies when slot effect is applied. That's going to deal so much damage and deal so many hits. It's a pretty good skill. Then, this is the pure color set skill, so you'll have to use 3 of the same color to get the extra benefit. And what does it do? On green, recovers 20% of lost HP. On blue, increases defense by 30% for 10 seconds. On red, increases damage by 30% for 10 seconds. Hefty defense and damage increase, as well as a not bad HP recovery. The thing is, lost HP recoveries are not that great, and we have seen that with Asuma recently. But fortunately, Gremory listened to us. 20% is just about what you need to make lost HP recovery effects useful, and we have more of that coming. So the next one says Rift Arts Falling Lanterns. Range attack, hold attack, yeah. 12-second cooldown, manifests 6 lanterns to deal AoE damage. Increases nearby allies' speed by 30% for 8 seconds. 1 blue increases the defense by 10% for 10 seconds. 2 blue increases attack range by 20%. 3 blue increases skill critical rate by 50%. So you can mismatch this one. Just like green, you can go like this on a completely different build, but this you can also use on double blue with green or red. It's pretty good, since the critical rate can be impactful depending on your account strength, but you can omit it once you have enough critical rate. So this skill is pretty good. It deals decent damage for the most part, but it is not that great against bosses for damage dealing. It is very good for wave clearing. It is very good for supporting your teammates, but just identify the capabilities of these skills. Like, there's so much this character can do, and yet there are some things that this character wants to avoid with certain skills. The next one. Rift Art Dream Lanterns. Range attack, hold the bait, 12-second cooldown. Manifest 4 lanterns that deal AoE damage and increases nearby allies' attack by 30% for 8 seconds. With 2 green makes the enemy groggy, 2 blue increases the lantern's duration by 2 seconds. 2 red increases attack range by 20%. This one, I don't need to say it, but it's pretty good. The damage is decent, and more importantly, it gives you an attack buff. A hefty attack buff. Then, Secret Chant, Fortune's Blessing. Immediately before enemy attack, dodge. So that's a perfect dodge skill. 15-second cooldown, receives a divine blessing granting super armor to all allies, including self, for 10 seconds, and restoring 30% of lost HP. So, Gremory understood how they should use these lost HP recovery effects. So, double green decreases skill cooldown by 2 seconds. Double blue additionally recovers 20% of lost HP, 50% of your lost HP. That's really good. And then 2 red increase effects duration by 2 seconds. Like basically reduce the duration or increase the duration. It's kind of the same. It's better when you reduce the duration technically because of your passive skill, leader skill. So yeah, take that into consideration. This is a great skill because providing super armor for the team is an effect that we haven't seen before. It is just extremely impactful, especially against Total War Astaroth. Then, Rift Art Radiant Mantra. Range attack, double dash, 11-second cooldown. Emits light from the barrier, snaring the 3 closest enemies for 5 seconds. This is the rainbow skill. 1 green, additional attack on 2 more enemies. 1 blue decreases skill cooldown by 20%. 1 red increases skill damage by 25%. Pretty good for the most part. Then, Rift Art Guardian Lantern. Range attack, double dash, 12-second cooldown. Manifest a lantern ahead granting 30% defense boost to allies within the range for 8 seconds. 2 green reduces the speed of the enemies that got hit by 20% for 10 seconds. 2 blue increases the lantern duration by 2 seconds. 2 red increases attack range by 20%. Honestly, this character is pretty good. But did you notice something funny about this character? She procs her effects on skill activations, and the devs were so kind to avoid putting a follow-up attack on this character. Nice, Gremory, nice. Like, they purposefully did that. Follow-up attacks are usually not that good. There are a couple exceptions, but they become really good when we have a character that likes to use stacks and counter skill activations, like Ana Rose. Ana Rose likes to use those thanks to the new leader skill, Yaxa's Wrath. With 3 skill activations, you can use Yaxia Unbound, and you just have to put Divine Wrath on her kit to just spam her leader skill. But they didn't do that for Chizu for some reason. Okay, that happens. So, if I even tried to show you everything that you can do with Chizu, it would take a while. A really big while. So, I'm just going to show you a couple things you can do with her. And please comment on the section down below and share your builds. Share what you're doing with this character, because it is insane how much potential she has. It has been a while, and I mean a big while, since we saw a character who is dedicated to supporting the team. Like Natsu, it's kind of a supporter, but not full supporter. It's been since... No, Phantasma. Phantasma was a full supporter, and Lapis was also a full supporter. Everyone else has supportive capabilities to some degree, like some of these. This one, and this one. But not to the same degree as Phantasma and Lapis. So, yeah. We definitely needed someone like Chizu, and I'm really glad that they added her. So, let's check the formation first. So, Okay, I'm gonna forgo one of these. Let's see, which one? Library Girls. Let's forgo this one. Okay. Because I'm going to start with the lower floors of tower, and then I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna take that illusion and betrayal back. So we have HP increase, we have damage reduction and damage increase, as well as a bit of damage increase for assist type characters, because she is assist, as you know. Now, let's start with the blue build. Let's see, yeah, blue. Let's go blue. So blue is gonna be the weakest technically, because of course she doesn't have a damage increase, but she's gonna perform fine. We're gonna be using the butterfly weapon. It's one of the best weapons that we can equip to Chizu. You can also equip the Momochi weapon. It's also pretty good. Where is the Momochi? The Momochi weapon. Her ambitious weapon is also pretty good. And you have the ability to equip a Bloody Cross, which technically is an ambitious weapon. So yeah, this is going to allow you to recover more HP in case you don't want to use those skills. So of course we have critical damage increase mega damage. We're gonna go mix wind and water. Whatever attack mega damage, whatever weapon on the subslot. 5 out of 5 plus 15, both of them. We have Rift, Arts, Falling Lantern, of course, to deal damage, clear waves and such. Radiant Mantra. This one to control the enemy movement. Since we're using Falling Lanterns, I just want to keep the enemies in place. In fact, I could change my supporters so that I have a green one to make this a bit more effective, but I won't. Lastly, we have Sacred Chant, Fortune Blessing. This one is for HP recovery, just for the sake of it, because you never know when something bad is gonna happen, especially since I don't have enough damage. I'm gonna go with the Founding 3, with Kana, and also with Felicia. Yeah, since I'm using the butterfly weapon, this is gonna give me more buffs. That's going to give me more damage on Kana's part. So there's the synergy. We have the stats of the customs. As for stat training, I barely have any stat training, so yeah. So let's go to 120, because this is blue. Honestly, it's kind of rough. I mean, it is gonna be good enough for you to clear. It's gonna be good enough for you to clear the dailies, but not good enough for you to clear Tower 140. I can tell you that. Nice. So we dodge, then we ensnare, reposition, deal damage to the enemies, and we ensnare once again. We do a couple hits only to gain stacks of the buffs, so that I have more damage with Kana. Okay. There we go. Nice. As you can see, it is fairly simple. Done. Like, Chizu is really strong. One would think that with those stats, she isn't like strong enough, but she's surprisingly strong, thanks to the amount of buffs and debuffs that she can provide. You have so many things to take into consideration with this character. Because if she's gonna be a damage dealer, you definitely want to buff yourself with the attack up. I don't remember if I have the attack up in this particular build, but I have the butterfly weapon and that compensates for that. So yeah, done. I could use the ultimate on the next wave, but let's use it here just to quickly deal with this, because we want to see how effective this character is. And we start by dodging, then ensnaring, and then using the attack. As you can see, it's very easy to deal with the enemies with Chizu. Chizu is just great for dealing with waves of enemies, for the most part. Like, there's a couple skills that don't have the best AoE out there, but at least they have some medium-sized AoE. Basically, red and the basic enhancer, those are the skills. Ensnare, destroy. Yep. Pretty good, as you can see. But of course, this is the critical rate skill, so it doesn't deal the most damage. And let's see, was I using a skill that gives me damage increase? No, I wasn't. Probably you should equip the Rift Art Trim Lanterns. Let me just check. Yeah, you can. You can definitely equip this instead of a Radiant Mantra. That's a better option. Then, let's go with green. Yeah. I mean, let me just elaborate a bit on this one. I beat 130 without Phantasma, but it takes longer, so I'd rather just put Phantasma over here and deal with this quickly. So, in this one, we're using the Ambitious Weapon, just cause. It is a fine weapon. It gives you on 4 skill activations, or well, it gives the enemies on 4 skill activations defense down, a 44% defense down, which is great. But that basically means that you want to have the heavy Shika pack. Honestly, you want to have the heavy Shika pack for this character, which I don't like, but okay. And then it also gives penetration, which is fairly useful, and fortitude. Which honestly it's pretty good for this particular character because avoiding damage can be pretty impactful. So everything is going to be the same, but this weapon 5 out of 5 plus 15 also. So we have Shrine Maiden Prayer for HP recovery, Fortune Blessing for more HP recovery, and Rift Art Devouring Void. Yeah, basically that's it. And what do we have? Phantasma to deal damage and to remove the buffs of the enemies, the Kanaloas specifically. Perit to become tanky and have some damage. And Kaoru to have damage, generic damage. So for the formations are gonna go the same. I probably should put more damage increase, but let's keep it this way. So, Chizu, green Chizu. I'll start by doing this, and then, which is the command? Oh, during normal attacks, hold attack. This is such a great skill. Like, the ability to just hit the enemies multiple times for significant damage. It is nice. Like, they are quite chunky at this point, but the damage is not bad. Considering her low attack stat. So yeah, like, of course she's not gonna one-shot the enemies with this, but she keeps interrupting her actions, and that's pretty useful. Yeah, HP recovery. 20% HP recovery of lost HP. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's pull and let's keep attacking. Nice, done. Yeah, I'll. Do I want to use the ultimate on the next one? Yeah, definitely I want to use the ultimate on the next one. Like, it's pretty dicey to deal with the Kanaloas, along with 2 bosses. So I'd rather save the ultimate for the next wave. Nice. Okay, I already destroyed all of them. Huh. Okay, defense down. More damage. Nice. Again, defense down. And more damage and HP recovery. It is so cool that this character has an attack that also has HP recovery. I mean, two attacks on that note. So, yeah. Kaput. Done. Okay. What are you doing? No, 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 no. I don't want to deal with whatever that was. Okay. I'll just evade, heal, and attack. I love that it tracks the enemies. I like, that's pretty useful. And attack. There, perfect. Do I need to evade? Yeah. Done. Oh, she has so much HP. Like, yeah, I'm going kind of defensive. That's why I'm taking a while. But remember that you're incentivized to go with some defense, as Chizu doesn't have like that much natural defense. Okay, yeah, good. Excellent. Okay, is Saya Neo down? Yeah, I think so. Okay. I just have to deal with Ingrid and... Come on. I love the fire pits, like... well, when I can take advantage of them. Because it's so easy to activate the perfect dodge next to them. Okay, good. So... that used to be one of the worst HP recovery effects. The lost HP recovery effects. But now... they found the sweet spot, the percentages that actually make them useful. It would be nice if in the future they adjust all of those numbers for the previous effects, because oof, they are bad. But well, let's continue. Now we're gonna go red. Let me check. I think it's gonna be this one. If I'm not mistaken, this one has the HP recovery effect. Yeah. We are going to need the HP recovery effect. Without this, I'm gonna die. I can tell you that. So, we have Shrine Maintenance Prayer for the huge attack buff. But, you can also use this one, since they provide the same buff. The only difference is that with this one, I'm not locked to a single location, and here I need to be near the previous attack to gain the benefit of the buff. Similar to Lapis Banner. So, yeah. And we have Exorcister's Dance. For supporters, we have, of course, Fujitsuki, because this is going to be a long battle. We have Galilim to reduce incoming damage. It's risky, so we better. And lastly, we have Azusa to increase critical damage and enhance our critical rate. So, should I think I'm gonna change Azusa for Susune, just to be extra safe, because I didn't win last time. I won because of the damage of, who was it? Aina. But I reached Aina. And there was a part where it was kind of dicey, so I better have this extra life insurance over here. And now, since I can, and it's 140, I'm gonna put another damage increase effect. Yeah, that should be it. That's better. Let's go to 140. And let's go red. Red is the best color for damage dealing and for solo content. Challenge content. Okay? Oof. Yeah, you can see that Chizu frail under the right condition. So let's try that again. As I told you, she can have a rough start sometimes. She wants to activate her skills so that she's able to attack the enemies and to withstand the attacks of the enemies. Because now with the debuff, it is not as bad. Okay, oops. Let's heal. There, another heal. Yeah. Like, she doesn't have the kind of damage to clear this kind of content. But that's not her role. Keep that in mind. She can clear some stages. But if you compare her to, I don't know, maybe, Momochi Nagi, for example, or Asuma, she's not on par on the damage department, even though she has a lot of potential. Especially because in this build, she's forced to use the HP recovery that it's on a perfect dodge. It's better when we have attacks that have HP recovery rather than perfect dodges. Okay, good. I'm going to be able to start with an ultimate. Perfect. And okay. Oof. I'm just going to heal just in case. There, nice. Pretty good. No. Yeah, I love the healings that she has. Even though they are not perfect, the fact that they gave her such a big percentage on lost HP means that it is not useless. Like, usually those are pretty useless. But hers isn't. Well, both of them. Oops, come on. Ooh. Yeah, like, I could manage. Let's try it again, but let's go even more aggressive. Okay? So, I just have to check one thing. Human, demon, machine. Okay. Like, one thing that we don't have is actually generic damage reduction. Like, huge damage reduction. Generic huge damage reduction. Huh. That's a shame. Not on red. So, what can I do? Penetration. Thinking. Okay, let's go super aggressive. Oh, what's the command? That's the bad thing. We cannot use this combination. Which would be great, but no, we cannot. So, with the butterfly weapon, let's try it one more time. I could also go with Ingrid, but I don't wanna. Like, the particle charge Ingrid. Okay, there we go. Like, it feels a bit better to increase her damage. But even so, we don't like taking hits. Yeah, like that, perfect. Okay, good. Nice. Excellent. Is there someone else? No. So that means that we didn't charge as much particles. That's what it means. Okay. HP recovery. And I do a couple hits against Momochi. Like, I have to focus mainly on Momochi while I also deal with the enemies. There, perfect. Then I do my attack. And more damage. Perfect. Oof. Come on. There. Nice. Okay, perfect. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I'm definitely going to use the ultimate against the last wave. No doubt about that. Oops. No. Oh, that was bad. That was pretty bad. Can I just make a perfect dodge? Ooh. I guess not. I guess not. So I'm not gonna bore you with me trying to reach Aina once again because I can, but I don't want to waste your time. So let's go to the next one. So yeah, her main usage, her main appeal is going to be team content, and honestly, I hope that they add more team content. I have hope that next month or summer they're gonna add team content. It will be like the right time to do so since vacations and stuff. So perhaps they're gonna add more content for the club. So yeah, that's the thing. So we're no, not this one. VR. Let's go to VR. So yeah, we're gonna use this one. So what do I have here? Like not a very particular team, not particularly strong. So yeah, let me show you. Even so, this is gonna demolish the content because my account is strong. What do I have? Damage increase for my main attacker, penetration for my main attacker, penetration against the target. Like fairly simple, right? Then Chizu, the star of the show. What is she doing? She's going to debuff the enemy with the ambitious weapon. We want to take advantage of this. It is like one of the great ambitious weapons. You should probably consider buying the package if you're a spender and you're willing to invest the nano machines on this, the demonite on this. If you're not, then just avoid it and put over here the Momonchi weapon. It's just a great option. Well, we have anti-human Megatamas, whatever attack Megatamas, 505 plus 15, you know it. Then, we're going green. Devouring Void to provide defense down. Then we have these two. Both of these skills, Genesis Slash and Guardian Lantern, are going to provide speed reduction onto the enemy, and we're also going to get a defense up. You could change one of these skills, one of these two, for Dream Lanterns. I'm always going to talk about Dream Lanterns because an AoE attack up is very good. So yeah, but no, I'm going with Control, so I'm gonna use that. Besides, it wouldn't last that long. So, Phantasma. Since I'm going with Control, we're using Phantasma because it provides another form of speed reduction onto the enemy. That's the main reason why we use Phantasma. It is a fairly rare supporter, not many people have this one, and it's not that popular. But I like to use it whenever I have the chance. Lan. Lan is one of the best supporters to equip with this character. So we're gonna reduce the cooldown of the skill so that we can abuse the leader skill and just permanently debuff the enemy, like super impactful. Lastly, we have Yuri Hisui for reducing the defense of the enemy. But let's say that you don't have these two. There's a plethora of supporters that you can equip and a plethora of builds that you can use. Like you can go on any color. Maybe not red, but blue and green are fairly good for debuffing the enemy. And well, you can equip Divine Tree Eleanor in case you're facing an enemy that constantly debuffs you. Because we have a way to cleanse the debuffs with the passive, as well as a second heftier cleanse with the active. Then we have, of course, the classic, where is she? The classic Misaki for HP recovery and particle charge. And let's not forget about, where is she? Where is she? Wait a minute. Here she is. Yachio. Let's not forget about Yachio. Yachio is a great way to constantly recover the HP of your team. So yeah, there's and of course Lamarck. Lamarck is also a cleanser and an HP recovery supporter, specifically useful for humans. So yeah, there's options for this and on this green build. So yeah, no problem on that department. And then we have Felicia. Chizu is a supporter, yes, but she focuses on buffs and debuffs, not healing for the party. That's where we're gonna need a healer. Felicia is just a great option when we are able to debuff the enemies. So yeah, we're using Felicia. She has the Momochi weapon, of course, water anti-human Magatamas, water attack Magatamas, weapons 5/5 plus 15, Vampiric Zone, Evil Strange, and Vampire's Blood. Blood is to inflict increase our basic speed, thus inflicting more stacks of the Momochi weapon. And Evil Strange and Vampiric Zone is to provide the healing. Then we have Mirabelle for the super buff, Worshipper Lapis to further debuff the enemy, and Bright Anna Rose to guarantee those crits. Lastly, we have Asuma, and this is like super basic Asuma. No funny business, I mean it. Viridian weapon, anti-human with the Yin Yang Magatamas, whatever attack Magatamas, whatever weapon on the subslot. We have 12A, Longma, and Yin Long. Of course, we are trying to use all the elements, so we have Burn over here, we have Electrocute and Electrocute. So yeah, for supporters, we go with Haruka, we go with Arabella, and we go with Maika. And even though this is not like super great, I could go with something that is better, let's say white. It is more than enough, you're gonna see. Stats of the customs for the main attacker, stats of the stat training, and well, we already checked the formations. Let's do that run. Step 855. So yeah, and let's see if we have like no, we don't have to worry about damage reduction against the main attacker, but okay. So I just do this and follow up with this one and done. Yeah, like fairly simple. Like, it is not the best way. My account is too strong. I really wish, and let's please incentivize. Let's ask the devs to provide sliders so that we can select how strong we are. Like sliders for the level, sliders for the skill training, sliders for the awakenings. That would be amazing if we could manually select how strong we are. Like, I know that most players would want to be as strong as possible, but there's a point where it is detrimental. It becomes kind of boring. So yeah, let's ask Gremory to add sliders for all the strengthening mechanics, so that we can so that I can show you builds with different kinds of strengths. But yeah, this is how she works. She's pretty good at buffing and debuffing. She's amazing. So let's just finish with the weapons and let's talk about her. The weapons over here. So Chizu weapons. She shares with Sakura. That means that she has, well, a bunch of weapons. Starting with Lionheart. Lionheart, it's a very niche weapon, and since she is not that great on solo content for challenges because of her low attack, perhaps you don't want to use this weapon. It gives you invincibility, while when picking Valiant Heart, which is an item drop that you have with this weapon, but for that you need mobs and it's RNG. It's not that great. Not to mention that you don't want to use SRs with this character. You want to go UR, full UR. Bloody Cross perhaps is an exception just because of the healing capabilities. But yet again, it's better to go UR with this one. The Cherry Blossom weapon, super pay to win, difficult to get, so let's forget about that. Phantom Knight cannot be used, or well, it can be used, but it's just a bit stick, so we don't analyze this one. Okay, the Snake weapon. So, there is no reason for us to use the Snake weapon with this character, nor the Summer weapon. You can use an ultimate build, but there's no advantage for doing so. So yeah, don't try to use these weapons. They are not beneficial for Chizu. You can use them for ulti spam, but that's about it. Yamata no Orochi. Increases normal attack damage against their enemies. Normal attack deals 24% of damage against a random enemy. If she was stronger, this would be a great weapon to abuse basics, since she is able to ensnare the enemies naturally. But she's weak on the attack department, so there's no reason to use the basic enhancer weapon against their enemies. So no, avoid the mythical weapon. The butterfly weapon. The speed increase is significant. It allows you to abuse your basic enhancer. So definitely use this. And I mean, it provides so much benefit by giving you critical damage increase and speed. So it's definitely worth it. And let's not forget about the buff stacks. Then the arena weapons, which are always useful, I guess, for stats. The demonic weapon, never use the demonic weapon, they're bad. The Momochi weapon, excellent for this character. It's not that this is a particularly good character because of the speed, the number of multi-hits. No, it's not that. It's just that she's a supporter. And this weapon enhances, or well, fits with the kind of role that she wanna play. So this is probably the best weapon that you can equip for Chizu on team content. Well, of course, the best weapon is the ambitious one, but ambitious, Then, Conch Knife. Again, the particle charge weapons are not that great for this character because she isn't incentivized to consume particles. Like, not really. Her ultimate is not that impressive. It is nice, but it is not something that you wanna spam. There's no extra benefit for doing so. Twinkle Riser is for Sakura. This one is for Sakura. Okay, Berserker weapon. Can be used, but I wouldn't use it. Because you are gonna overexpose yourself just to get a couple buffs for 10 seconds. So yeah, I rather not use this weapon. This is for Heaviko, this is for Heaviko, this is for Heaviko, this is for Heaviko, this is for Sakura. The ambitious weapon. For every 4 skill uses, increases all enemies damage taken by 22% up to 44% for 9 seconds and reduces the cooldown of a random skill of each ally. Do you know how busted all of this is? And on top of that, every time a debuff is applied, allies' penetration increases by 10% for 5 seconds. Which means permanent penetration. 20% penetration if this is 5 out of 5. Free. For everyone. Nice. Increases fortitude by 10%. That's just the cherry on top. It's nice. It's nice because Chizu really appreciates dodging damage. So, should you get Chizu? Honestly, this is simple. Yes, but not right away. So, first, build your characters. Then, get your healer. And after that, you want to get Chizu. You get this character when you start delving into team content. Not before that. Yeah, I mean, you can, sure, but there's better characters for solo content. Once you start building your team, the first thing that you need is survivability, and that's why we first address the healers. Chizu is there to enhance the capabilities of the whole team, which means your team has to be alive to do so, and you have to have a main attacker that deals significant damage. Basically, she's the last character you need for your teams. So, yes, you should get her, but not right away. There's a team to build before that. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like Chizu? Do you not like Chizu? Like, I know her assets might not be to everyone's liking, but she looks really silly, to be honest. Like, I can see them when she's looking to the other side. I mean, okay, she's hilarious, I can tell you that. But, well, that's about it for today. I hope you find this useful, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!